For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU Image.
Ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start? Here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market, build your legacy, secure your future today.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavil of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Introducing the HBCU Trivia Game. It's more than a board game. It's a journey to the legacy of historically black colleges and universities. Here's how it works. 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, start as freshmen and roll the dice to advance. But here's the twist. You can only move forward by answering trivia questions about HBCU. Test your knowledge of notable alumni, key historical events, sports milestones, and fun HBCU facts. Watch out for spaces that can propel you ahead or set you back. And if you get a question wrong, you stay put until your next turn. The first to reach graduation wins. The HBCU Trivia Game. Support, educate, entertain. Available now. Let the journey begin.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL on August 29th with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota, representing the SWAC, Alabama A&M, and representing the MEAC, Howard, Bulldogs, Bison, the Marching Maroon and White, the Showtime Marching Band, the premier FCS matchup in prime time with a kickoff trophy up for grabs. Join us pre-game for band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
Yeah. I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won. Yeah. I hope my team they won. Yeah. Man, I hope my team they won. I hope my team they won. Yeah. I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with the hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball, So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
This is Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, courtesy of BCSN Game Time. And we have, I'm partnered here. I am Kenyatta Cavil and partner with AD, one half of the Brian and AD Sports Wrap. And we are here at the Football MEAC Media Day. With that being said, that is here in Baltimore, Maryland at M&T Bank Stadium. Yeah, that's the NFL football stadium, home of the Baltimore Ravens, as you would say. So we're excited to be here, second year in a row. Huge showdown with a lot of folks excited here in MEAC country. With that being said, let's start it off. Let's go back and talk about this Division One Black College football poll. Just to give an update here. Everybody's seen this poll in terms of those teams receiving votes. You have Alabama State, Howard, and Alabama A&M. So that's one of the teams, MEAC, out of the MEAC, getting, if you would, receiving votes. And we have A.D. Wheeler in the background giving us a little love here as we are in his neighborhood. We got the top 10, which is FAMU. Number 9, Texas Southern. Number 8 is Bethune-Cookman. Number 7 is Grambling State. Number 6 is Delaware State. At number 5, North Carolina Central. At number 4, Alabama State. At number 3, Jackson State. At number 2, Prairie View A&M. And number 1, South Carolina State. So the MEAC has the number 1 team, South Carolina State. They have 2 of the top 5 teams, North Carolina Central being number 5. And 3 of the top 6 with Delaware State coming in at number 6. So while SWAC has 7 teams in the top 10, you have MEAC with 3 in the top 6, 2 of the top 5, and the number 1 team. So a little heavier at the top of the polls for the MEAC. So something to think about and consider when you think about that. So let me ask you, Drew, in terms of that status, and you look into the MEAC, what are your thoughts in regards to how heavy the MEAC is at the top of the inaugural Black College preseason football poll?
Well, I think part of that, Dr. Bill, is the fact.
Good. What's up?
It's a product of the schedule. The fact that you can do okay non-conference BS, as long as you win the last 5 games.
So as he's getting his mic hot, it is live. You know how we do it. Let me give a shout out to A.D. Wheeler Brown, is like what we like to call him, courtesy of the Carlos Brown Show. We are here in his hometown, is where he is, and he is doing some nice courtesy in terms of what that looks like. So beautiful thing. So we'll give him a chance to give a little shout out as Roy gets him dressed up. But really a nice setup. We're in one of the foyers, if you would call it, any of those that have been into NFL stadiums, just outside of the stadium. But the backdrop you can see into the stadium is really nice. You will have the pivot here, as you heard, about 12:30. About 9:30, you'll start seeing what they call a cattle call, where the football team and the coaches will walk around. They have it really laid out, really nice. And people, you can tell, are excited about the football season. Let me go ahead and ask you, AD, okay. What are your thoughts?
Get back. What was the original question? When
my
mic was off.
Yeah, we're talking about the number of teams from the MEAC that are top heavy in the poll ranking.
Yeah, well, I think part of that is a product of the schedule where, in the MEAC, you can go so out of conference. As long as you win those last 5 games or 4-1 those last 5 games, that gets you to the Celebration Bowl, which gives you an opportunity to be the number 1 team in the season. That's no disrespect to any of them. It's just a fact. Now, you have the defending Celebration Bowl champion, South Carolina State, at the top. Well, Dr. Cavil, let me tell you a secret.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a numbers man.
Right.
Anytime a man has won over 30 consecutive conference games in a row across 2 divisions in 2 conferences, he's going to be at the top of my board until somebody knocks him off.
Wheeler, you've been around this for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen? When's the last time you seen something like that?
Woo,
you don't have to move. You just talk right there. Just tell us.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
that
was. I thought he was gonna say that.
It's been that long.
I mean, you. I mean, to be honest with you, and I told Brian we need to do the research. You probably going back to something like Jubilee Bragg or Cleveland Abbott or some of those 1930s and 40s, maybe even early Eddie Robinson, before you can even think about getting into some runs. McCaskill, some of those type people before you even think about getting into runs like that. Pre World War II, pre most of us even being born.
Yeah, and as we get into it, these are the coaches that you'll hear from today. Out of Delaware State, that's Deshaun Jackson. Inaugural season of Ted White over there at Howard as he comes in as the head coach. You have Damon Wilson over there at Morgan State. You have Michael Vick coming into his second season. The old vet, Trey Oliver at North Carolina Central. And Chennis Berry, I guess you just call him the king right now, the champion. All he does is win.
The champ is here.
South Carolina State. So you'll get to see some of those individuals get it done. What are your thoughts in terms of these coaches as they prepare to get battle? Obviously, had dinner last night, really celebrating with each other before they go in there and get busy.
Well, let's think about last year this time, Dr. Cavil. Everyone who was in this same facility was on 100% Team Vic. You know, everybody. Mike Vick was the talk of the town, and the service.
Right,
he had the most hype of any of the new coaches who came in last year. But who was standing there one game away from the Celebration Bowl last year?
John Jackson, Delaware State.
The one that nobody gave any respect to, the one that was like, he don't know what's going on, he don't know nothing about HBCU. They said everything negative you could about it.
Talked about his dress.
They was talking about he was the only one who was here without a
jacket,
suit, without a sport
jacket.
coat on. Whatever negative they could say, and all he did was come within one game of the celebration, and really one quarter. Because that he had, if they close out the fourth quarter,
and it was a championship game all the way through.
Yes,
South Carolina State does what they do; they pull away late, and the rest is history.
All right. Another thing I want to talk about is, and you got the shout out during the Celebration Bowl post game presser. Remember what Chennis Berry said to you? Thank you, Dr. Cavil, because you were one of the only ones who was with me all season and who would ask me why everybody was asking all these other folks all these questions.
Yeah, much respect.
But who was the one standing at the end of the year?
There you go.
Yeah, we got the.
Hey, what's going on,
Coach Oliver,
Coach Trey Oliver? We gonna get him over here to talk with us.
Yes, sir.
As he does his thing, he getting ready for the business.
Yeah.
AD, as we going through this, I wanted to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you normally experience as you get ready for these media days as an AD working with your coaches?
It's really, and this is just my point of view,
Okay.
ensuring that the coaches don't get too high and at the same time don't poor mouth what you have, that sort of thing. Just, try to keep it on from a realistic point of view. We're going to do the best we can with what we got to work with. Let the chips fall where they may. All those other kind of cliches, that sort of thing. You just want to continue to impress upon the coaches to try to be humble. At the same time, Doc, I can see somebody like Coach Berry coming in because of his current resume, his current status, that sort of thing. Wanting to put it out there and, make sure that he gets the accolades that he deserves. And I can understand where he's coming from because, when he got the job, pretty much it was in kind of like the same situation as Deshaun and Vic and all this sort of thing. And they were getting all the juice. They were sucking up all the oxygen in the room, that sort of thing. And I'm sure he was like, and I've been knowing him for at least 20, 25 years, Coach Berry.
Good stuff.
And, so I know that kind of, bothered him a little bit because, he's saying, rightfully so, hey, I'm a good coach. I deserve to be, where I am, that sort of thing. And, so I deserve some of that fanfare and all that sort of thing. So I can understand him coming out the way he did. And I applaud him for it.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Ain't nothing better than when a coach put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, it gets it done. Good insight. And we'll do that periodically throughout the show as AD Wheeler to give us some insight of how you prepare for a season, how do you prepare for media day. So just wanted to share a little bit about that. He's off screen, but we can hear him and give some updates. So he'll chime in here and there. With that being said, let me tell you about the attendees because we're getting prepared we have a coach that's coming through, and so we'll have him ready to go. But in terms of the attendees with the players, Delaware State, Diadao, Wayne Favors the third. That's an offensive lineman and defensive back here on behalf of Delaware State. In terms of Howard, you have the super senior, if you would, Eden James, the running back, and Kendrick Green, defensive back, representing Howard University. Morgan State has Randall Nodden, and as well as Arturo Maddox. That is the running back and the linebacker representing Morgan State. Representing Norfolk State is none other than Reggie Johnson and Stephon Hall. That's a quarterback and safety for North Carolina Central. You have Chance Peterson and Zaron Walters, wide receiver and defensive lineman. And lastly, South Carolina State representing the Bulldogs is offensive lineman James Riddick II, as well as Jordan Franklin, linebacker. What are your thoughts in terms of who's representative here? We only have one quarterback. Something I'm going to be looking at in terms of who you push forward. Quite a few defensive backs, a couple of linebackers, as well as a safety kind of dominated on the defensive side of the ball. But you see some running backs here represented on the offensive side of the ball. A couple of offensive linemen get some love this year in terms of the MEAC representing for their team. Give me your thoughts in terms of these attendees from that perspective.
Dr. Cavil, it's all about, first of all, you want to reward kids who have done what they're supposed to do all summer. Kids who come to summer workouts, kids with good GPAs. I'm sorry, I don't care how good you are, you're not going to bring a 1.8 to a media day. So, you want to reward those, the good citizens and the ones who are doing the stuff in community service, first of all. But you can have all those accolades and do everything right, but you got to be somewhat media savvy. Do you have a personality? Are you someone who does conversation, who can carry a conversation? Because, one of the things, and I hope everybody did this, is you got these young men, young women, they do what they do on social, but they may not be used to trained professionals like us firing stuff off at you. And, not that you try to do a gotcha moment, but sometimes it just happens. And, so hopefully there's been enough media training with them and these kids are able to carry themselves properly and accordingly, because little do they know, even something as simple as being selected in media day, for those who do NIL, this can help you with your NIL platform.
AD Wheeler, it's another perfect one. When I get to ask you, have you seen a change in terms of preparing students, or what are some ideas you can talk about from an AD experience, again, working with football coaches in terms of who they bring to these media days?
I think it's good that they bring some of the kids who are not normally, I guess, what I call headliners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but kids who deserve to be here.
Nice.
In their own right.
I like that.
Yeah, so I think that's important. So I'm glad that it's not a whole lot of quarterbacks here, that sort of thing. And, I'm glad, some of the guys brought some linemen up in here, that sort of thing. Give them a chance to experience this kind of limelight and see how it goes. At the same time, Doc, you want to make sure that the kids that you bring are media savvy.
Good.
Because
we're going to take a quick break and bring Coach Chinnisberry in to give us some love, and then we'll come back, Wheeler, to kind of figure out what that final thought. Let's take our first break, come back on the other side.
Do you own a business, have a service or product, apparel, entertainment, or food? Would you like to reach an educated client base that are loyal? Then the Urban Passport Business Directory is for you. The Urban Passport is your premier digital discount and media portal with the Urban Digital Television Networks and V108 The Vibe radio properties embedded. Stay connected with the community with the latest news, entertainment, and HBCU sports and culture with the Black College Sports Network. Visit myjbn.com/passport to register your business and sign up for your free app before the August 24th release date. We are the premier digital national urban business directory, always free to the consumer. The Urban Passport the evolution of the Green Book, and your digital passport to a world of savings.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a state, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU Image.
Ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start? Here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market, build your legacy, secure your future today.
This is Dr. Cavil. We're inside the HBCU Sports Lab here at M&T Bank Stadium for the MEAC Media Day. That's 2026. And I'm here, and let me do this. I know the champ is here. The champ is here. Coach, it is a pleasure. I got a chance as I was over in South Carolina, and you opened up. I told you I was in the area. You said, why you not stopping by? Come on. So I'm doing my meetings, but I'll stop for you.
You did.
I want to first say thank you. It's an honor that you even would do that. And I got a chance, you got to showcase a little bit, all that rich history. You're a part of it there in South Carolina, and you put your stamp on the program with the championship last year. Let's quickly do that because I know how you do. You push forward. But let's talk about last season in regards to being the last team standing at the end of the year.
Well, I have to give a shout out to my young men. What a great year we had. A lot of newcomers. We came together as one. And I tell them all the time, man, begin with the end in mind. We only talk about championship on one team meeting. That's the beginning of the year. We fall in love with the process. Everything in our program is about process. All right. We surrender the outcome and fall in love with the process of going 1-0 every day. And when it's all said and done, if you ask our team like midway through the season, what's our record? They don't know our record. They just say, Coach, we're just trying to go 1-0. And that's kind of our mindset. And as we get ready to get for the 2026 season, man, for such a time as this. Remarkable season we had. A lot of celebrations and a lot of good time we had in that 25 season. But it's a new team, new season, and let's get ready for 2026.
That's right. It's in the rear mirror, actually in the record books. Now it's talk about 2026 to see what you're going to do with this season, setting new attainment, new opportunity. Talk a little bit about what we can be looking forward to with this season.
Tell you what, I really love this football team. And I have to start with the two young men that I bought, man. These are, if you look at our program, we built our program with O-line, D-line. So why else wouldn't I bring my leader on the offensive line and my leader on the defensive line? And that's James Reddick. And he's our starting center and our starting defensive end, Jordan Dollard, man. And they've done an outstanding job this whole entire week just representing and being ambassadors of our program. I love my players, and my players love me back in return. And, all in all, man, we got a new team, new season. And I'm very excited about this football team.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I think our coaches have done an outstanding job of going to get the right fit of young men on all offense, defense, and special teams. I believe we have a lot of talent, a lot of depth, but we still have to come together. We have 52 newcomers, 52 returners. So a lot of those guys, that's why we don't talk about the 2025 season, because they're not the champions.
Right.
All right. So it's a whole new team. So we kind of look at it that way. surrender the outcome and fall in love with the process. And I'm super excited about the young man that we brought into our program. They understand there's a standard how we do things at South Carolina State, man. When you work at an institution like South Carolina State,
Yes.
just think about that. There's an expectation to win.
No doubt.
What I'm probably more excited about, when people don't talk about this, they find out, they try to ask, well, what's our secret sauce? Well, discipline is number one secret sauce, but it's alignment.
Okay.
You have to have outstanding alignment from the president. President Kanye is outstanding, to our athletic director. I have the best athletic director in the land, Coach Buddy Pugh, and then to the head football coach. So all in all, man, you got to have alignment. Without alignment, you have absolutely nothing. So, I'm just grateful to work at a place like South Carolina State University. The expectation is to win, not just on the field. The expectation is to win off the field as well. So all in all, I'm grateful to be sitting here today.
I'm glad you shared that in terms of alignment. I'm going to let AD jump in here and ask a follow-up question, because I know you have to make the rounds. But, studying over the years, professors that ask me about leadership, and that's one of the things I talk about in organization, is the alignment. Is everybody on the same page? And I'm glad that you pointed out one of the recipes for your success is understanding alignment. And I'm imagining one of the reasons you went to South Carolina State, because let's be frank, you had a lot of different opportunities. But you could tell the alignment would be there, much like of what you saw when you had Benedict and the success you had there. You said, we can have some success with this alignment.
Absolutely. And that's so important, man. So important.
80.
First of all, Coach, thanks for joining us here this morning and everything. I know this is probably late for you, but this is early for a lot of people who who watching us and everything. But, Coach, you won 33 consecutive games against conference opponents.
Unheard of.
Across 2 divisions, 2 different institutions. Now, you say 1-0, you can't be lucky and win 33 consecutive games. 1-0, 33 consecutive games. Yeah, that sounds good on paper. And we know you're a great motivational speaker and everything else. But there has to be something in the way that you prepare not only yourself and your coaching staff, but your team that goes into that and everything. And without getting too much into the root of the sauce and everything, just tell us, about your preparation, because you
it's second to none. I mean, the proof is in the
right. You can't motivate to 33 consecutive wins. You have to prepare. What you say, preparation.
Separation is in the preparation.
Yeah, thank you.
And you know what? I'll touch on that.
Appreciate
regardless of what, and thank you for asking that question. That was a great question, man. And it's all about the preparation. With so much turnover, in the game of football. For me, it'll never ever be about transactional in our program.
Okay.
It's going to always be relational. We're going to love our young men first. And I tell them, you can coach them hard. We believe in coaching them hard, but we're going to love them harder. And that's kind of the secret sauce when you look at us, man. We built this thing on discipline, man. You got to have discipline. You can have all the talent in the world. Without discipline, you have absolutely nothing. So that's kind of been the deal. And again, I got great players. I have great coaches, but I have great young men. I have great people in our program. I'm not just going to allow anybody to come in our program. When we go out and vet young men, we screen them. We don't just get out there and just talk about, hey man, well, let's go get this good player because he's 6'5", he's 275, and he run a 4.6. No, that's not what we're all about. First thing, if my coaches bring a player to me, first thing I'm gonna say is check his character, check his injury history, and check out who is he outside of the game of football.
I like that.
Football is gonna take care of itself. I can watch the film and see if he's a good football player. Right. But I'm not bringing anybody into our program because there's a standard on how we do things. There's an expectation when we go to class. We sit in the first 3 rows. All right. When we practice, we all wear white socks. When we're on the field, we run on the field and off the field. There's a standard. All right. When we're getting ready to leave, I'm gonna tell you what I knew that our program has standards and culture. We're getting ready to leave. All right, to come to this event. It's 5 in the morning. All right, on Sunday morning. I got myself, my GM, my creative media guy, and I got my 2 players. So how we start, when we get on the road trip, we always start in prayer. So as we're getting we're getting on the little shuttle to head to the airport in Charleston.
Yes.
My starting center said, hey, coach, we got to pray. That's culture. Yeah. That's culture.
I appreciate
because
that.
they expect that. When they come to team meetings in the morning, we 6 a.m. team meetings, right? That's how they come into meetings. They don't come in there with little baby and little Wayne and all that. They come in with little Mississippi Mass Choir, little Mahalia Jackson, so I can put a little spirit in their soul before we start the day. And then we go into our meeting. That's our culture. Now, if you're not about that and you come in and you're not about our culture, you can't be in our program. It's okay. We're going to win with you or without you. And that's what we always tell them. So there's a standard on how we do things at South Carolina State, man. And that's the only way it's going to be as long as I'm the head football coach at South Carolina State.
I understand.
So that's the secret sauce right there.
Appreciate it.
Willie, did you have a question?
No question. It's just, want to put my admiration out there for Coach Barry. A lot of you guys don't know, me and him go all the way back to like 2002.
Yes.
So we're talking almost 25 years.
Wow. Yeah. That's true.
And I like to say I watched him grow from a pup to a full-grown dog.
A bulldog.
I love it.
And, nothing but great things, to say about Coach Barry. Like I said, I watched him as a simple position coach, offensive line coach. Me and him both, offensive linemen, former offensive linemen. So we had that kinship early on. Yeah, we both were big guys, bigger guys, put it like that. So, we had that kinship early on. And just to see him go from where he was to where he is right now. Oh, man, I kind of feel like a proud papa a little bit.
I love you too, brother.
But same here, always. And, I'm just so happy for him and what he has accomplished. And you can tell he had great teachers along the way.
That's right.
I go back to Coach Small and Coach Lee and, all those guys that kind of helped, mentor him and help shape and mold him. And I know it's a dozen others, before that. But he took a little bit of everybody and came up with his own ideas, his own method, his own way of doing things. And he took the ball and run with it.
Yeah.
So anybody that say, well, he cocky and all that, I'll say, damn it, he earned that.
He's not cocky, he's confident.
I'm blessed.
He's confident.
Call it like you see it, put it out there where it is. Ain't nothing that he hasn't earned.
That's right.
And that's the main thing. People that talk and can't back it up, you ain't got nothing to say to them.
That's right.
That's right. But when they put the money where their mouth is, dog,
cash in.
That's right.
Cash in.
Shut up and let them do their thing.
Thank you, brother.
I
appreciate it.
So, but, he has the record in terms of 33 straight conference wins. And it's some good company with that. I think W.C. Gordon at Jackson State, I think he had like 28, maybe 29, in a row, that sort of thing. And so, you can't.
Legacy, baby.
You can't discount that, Doc.
No.
You
know that one, but
you gotta call it like you see it. And when you bring linemen to the media day,
that says a lot.
Really endures you right there.
Yeah.
You bringing the guys that's responsible for getting it done up front on both sides of the ball.
Certainly.
So who else deserves that glory except for guys like that?
That's right.
And that's how it is. So, Coach Barry, I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Always gonna be in your corner, that
God
sort of
bless.
thing.
You,
and man, I'm just so proud, man. I'm telling you, I'm just so proud.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Sorry, I
Bob.
took up all the time.
No, that's appropriate. We don't get that all the time.
Thank you, Mr. Bob.
Man,
That's awesome.
it's not much you have to say after that. Coach, again, congratulations. Look forward to this season. We'll be on those calls.
That's right.
Make sure you get your appropriate questions.
We will. Appreciate you, man. God bless you guys. Thank you for
God
all
bless
y'all
you.
do, man.
Good luck this season, seriously.
God bless.
Appreciate you. Good.
Thank you.
There it is. So game time will be in South Carolina State for homecoming.
Okay.
I heard it's a big time out there, and I'm
it's a
certainly
good time.
getting to a game. I told you I was.
Yep,
With that being said, we're going to take our next break and come back on the other side, and we'll continue with the MEAC Football Media Day as we close out our interview with Coach Barry, Chennis Barry, South Carolina State Bulldog champions.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now. From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Attention football fans. The Cricket MEAC Swag Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota is back in Atlanta on August 29th. Representing the SWAC, Alabama A&M, and representing the MEAC, Howard. Join us at Center Park Stadium for a full day of tailgating, football, and bands.
This is Dr. Cavil with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab presented by BCSN Game Time. I'm here at Baltimore, Maryland, M&T Bank Stadium, home of the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, that's the NFL Baltimore Ravens, as we are here. 2026 MEAC Football Media Day, and we have none other than John Grant, Executive Director of multiple events, one to start the year, and then we have the one to end the year. As you loudly know now, that Cricket MEAC Swag Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota. It really gets interesting is at the end of the year because we will crown the champion, which
You got my mic. No, neither one of them. Well, no, okay, there it is. Whatever happened, it just came in.
All right, so we're gonna keep moving forward. Yeah. So John, as we were saying in our conversation, how are you doing today, and what are your thoughts in terms of being around this great environment for the MEAC football media?
Well, first of all, good morning, man. It's always good to be here with you guys. And certainly today to be here in Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium with the MEAC Media Day. It's a lot of activity here this morning and just a great environment.
With that being said, I want to ask you a little bit about some big news coming. I know it'll be released. I think, what is that, 11:30 Eastern Time or 12:30?
12:30.
12:30 Eastern Time. There'll be an announcement in regards to MEAC and ESPN. So that's exciting news.
It is.
I know, obviously, you can't get an announcement, but why are those partnerships important at this time of the year?
Well, I mean, guys, to me, this is the best time of the year. And I love all the other sports, but there's nothing like football. And there's just something that happens at the start of football season. And you start feeling it. For some reason, I was out in my yard the other day, and the grass seemed to smell a little bit different. I mean, I guess it's because we're getting close to football season.
You almost ready to line the field.
The line the front yard. I mean, I got down and so it was good.
Did you get in a 3-point?
But this is important, Dr. Cavil, because when you think of the impact that these properties that you've spoken about that we have with the kickoff game, the bowl game, the band of the year, are all the largest stages, for in all of HBCU sports. And I repeat that, they're the largest stages by far in all of HBCU sports. So when there's an opportunity to take our product, to tell the stories about the value of our institutions, to tell the stories about our student athletes, to tell the story about our alumni and fans, and to do it in an authentic way, and that's the way we try to do it with our properties, there's nothing better than that. And so we're excited beyond measure at ESPN to be a part of bringing these programs and these sports to the American sports fan.
Good stuff and appropriate. Last week, you had the press conference for the kickoff game with Howard and Alabama A&M. A lot of people were involved, a lot of excitement for that kickoff. Talk a little bit about that matchup and your excitement for bringing those two programs to Atlanta.
Well, the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota is, again, one of the major platforms. You have a early season game in week 0, 7:30 p.m. in prime time and on ABC. So those are the brightest lights, again, that you'll have for HBCUs all day long.
That's true.
You have two great coaches. These first-year coaches somehow seem to be doing something exceptionally well historically. But with Sam Shade at Alabama A&M, and you got Ted White coming in from Howard University, both of those gentlemen have something to prove, and their teams have something to prove. And their fan bases are extremely excited. Alabama A&M has not been in Atlanta I can't even remember. And Howard was there actually they were there in the Celebration Bowl in 2024. But they were also in the kickoff game in 2022. So, their fans are extremely excited. So being able to kick off the season in such a great way with two outstanding institutions that have a lot of rich tradition in sport is something that we're proud of for this year.
And 2014 is your answer for Alabama A&M.
2014. Okay.
Yes.
Big time. I didn't realize it was that soon because I was gonna go back to the SIC. I had to travel down there, but that's good to know. Yes. 2014. But to your point, these first year and even second year, Chennis Berry won a national championship in his second year.
He did.
So both of these coaches have a lot on the line in terms of what they can achieve.
Yes.
First, second year programs. We've seen that with Prairie View first year making the run to a Celebration Bowl. And obviously, Chennis Berry, his first year, being to the Cricket Celebration Bowl presented by Toyota.
I would say don't forget to back up. T.C. Taylor won it in his second year as head coach at Jackson State also.
That's correct. So there's been this kind of tradition, or developing a tradition of new coaches
within the
really
first
taking
years.
their programs to major heights within the first or second year. So both of these guys have something to prove.
Yep. And we're still looking for the team to be the first team to do it, kicking it off and then ending it. So starting things and ending things in Atlanta. So that's going to be fascinating to see there. Any last things you want to share with us before we let you continue to move on?
Well, first I'd like to say congratulations to you guys and continue the good work. I mean, for being here and for covering this. We appreciate the partnership that we've had with BCSN and all of the program that you have there. And we're going to continue to do that and make sure we continue to amplify that. But, we're just really looking forward to this year. Somehow football just seems more exciting this year. I don't know. Every year it's exciting, but this year just has a little something else to it. I don't know if you feel that, but I certainly do.
I think it's going to be a great season.
We're certainly going to be following you guys throughout the season as the road to Atlanta, continues.
I like your loyalty too. Your blue and gold, it's appropriate. I just, I'm just saying. With that being said, if you know, you know. With that, we'll be right back after this next break.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
If you've ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start, here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market. Build your legacy. Secure your future today.
Introducing the HBCU Trivia Game. It's more than a board game, it's a journey to the legacy of historically black colleges and universities. Here's how it works. 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, start as freshmen and roll the dice to advance. But here's the twist. You can only move forward by answering trivia questions about HBCU. Test your knowledge of notable alumni, key historical events, sports milestones, and fun HBCU facts. Watch out for spaces that propel you ahead or set you back. And if you get a question wrong, you stay put until your next turn. The first to reach graduation wins! The HBCU Trivia Game. Support, educate, entertain! Available now. Let the journey begin.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL on August 29th with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota, representing the SWAC, Alabama A&M, and representing the MEAC, Howard, Bulldogs, Bison, the Marching Maroon and White, the Showtime Marching Band, the premier FCS matchup in primetime with a kickoff trophy up for grabs. Join us pre-game for band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
This is Dr. Cavil with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, here presented by BCSN Game Time, and I have none other than Coach. I call him Legend because I've known him so long. He's gotten so much done. That's Coach Wilson, Damon Wilson. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Doc. Doing good.
Man, yeah, I know you've been putting in a lot of work in terms of what that looks like. What makes you excited about this season?
I think the coaches did a great job in recruiting. Brought a number of guys in mid-year. We signed a really good freshman class. We have a lot of things to build on from how we finished off last year. So I'm excited about the guys we have in the locker room and what the coaches have been able to put together.
Your wife helped you out. I like the way you wear your orange and blue.
But she
Ain't
definitely
everybody
did
wear
that. Yeah, she definitely did it. Without question.
We're gonna make sure we give a shout out. Talk a little bit about the two players that you brought in here today and why you decided on those players. It's always interesting dialogue for me.
Randall's a guy we brought in last year. He transferred to us from Army, and Toro is a guy that was in the program before I got there. And man, these guys have shown great leadership. Throughout last season, Toro couldn't play because of injury. He was up in the booth with the coaches, and he sees the game entirely different now. But those guys have shown what's it all about being a student athlete at Morgan State. Both of those guys, Toro just graduated this past spring. Randall's on track over 3.0 student, and they welcomed the new transfers in and got those guys buying into the culture right away. And I think they really did a good job spearheading that. They kind of the coaches outside the coach's office,
Go ahead, AD.
Coach Wilson, first of all, thanks for joining us here this morning.
Yeah.
Now you going back to your Bowie State days, you had a lot of success at your Bowie State days, and since coming to Morgan State, you've had your ups and you've had your downs throughout your program there. So, what is it going to take for you to go up and to stay up with that upward trajectory this year? What changes have you made in order to get into the upper echelon of the MEAC?
It's so interesting you say that, and one thing I think people forget about my first 5 years at Bowie State, we were 5-5, 6-4, and then we went to win 9, 10, 11. So we built a program. The thing that I did differently at Morgan that I didn't do at Bowie, I went in and trying to win championships day one at Bowie. I say trying to win, you always want to win championships, but that was my primary focus. Academics weren't the primary focus. At Morgan, we had an academic hurdle we had to overcome. So we put a lot of
one of the top academic institutions.
Correct. So we had to put certain things in place to make sure we're on solid ground. So once we get this thing rolling on the field, it's sustainable. And that's one of the things. Coach Berry, man, you're talking about one of the most successful programs at any level over what he's done in the last 6-7 years. It's tough. And I think that's something that I don't overlook. And I know it's tough to not only have success, but sustain success. So I think we're doing the things that we need to do to make sure when we get the wins on the field, we're able to sustain it. We're building a program.
Coach AD, Willie, if you have a question, jump in here.
That's right.
Oh, no doubt.
You don't know everybody their whole life.
Yeah. That's right. I think the team chemistry and understanding situational football, those are the things that we really focus on this offseason. Like I said, bringing in new guys, but also just continuing to improve their football IQ so we can make certain decisions, certain plays when it's time to make the plays. Having better players help you with that as well. And once again, I think the coaching staff did a great job getting some guys in the locker room that's going to help us.
Let's talk about this new model in regards to so many kids transitioning. How many folks were you able to keep around, and how many folks you bringing in the program?
I think we probably kept, I'm guessing, we probably about 46 guys from last year's team. And so we got another 50-something odd guys that didn't play for us last year that'll be on our program. Most of those guys came in during mid-year, and then we had the freshmen come in, during summer.
How much is getting them in the mid-year really help in terms of building the program in terms of creating that culture you want that
It's
puts them in
been
position to
great.
win?
It's been great because now you get those guys, right in January. Those guys can get in that off-season strength conditioning program, and also getting that playbook. Getting the playbook.
I want to ask you a little bit, and then we'll let you go in terms of your coaching staff.
Yep.
How has that matriculated in terms of keeping people around? Obviously, the defensive coordinator been in the business, and some folks are trying to call on his name for a head coaching job, but
Right.
you've been able to keep him there.
Right.
Talk a little bit about what that does for your team.
It's good to have that camaraderie in the office, and it's just being familiar with one another. Coach Sewell has done a great job with the defensive staff, keeping those guys together. We did lose one or two. We lost two offensive coaches this year, so we had to replace those guys. But all in all, I think we're in good shape.
Anything that you want to put out there that we haven't asked you?
No, I'm excited about this year. I think we have a quarterback room that is going to be really, really competitive. I think it's probably one of the best rooms I've been in with regards to being a head coach definitely at Morgan State. So I'm excited about those guys, and I want to see what these guys will do when they kick off the ball against A&T.
When we're going to get you a chance to get to play a football game down there in Houston or Prairie View, how difficult is that?
I'm ready. I'll play. We'll play anybody. We'll play anybody in the swag. We will travel, and I like H-Town.
I like that attitude. I like that attitude.
How about one of the Houston teams come up here and play right here in this?
No, it's gonna be a home and home. It's gonna be a home and home.
Yeah,
we definitely can do that.
Got to do that.
Definitely.
Hey, do they make since you are right across town from you? Do they make you do anything to prep for this? Do they have y'all hosting anything, man?
No, we don't do anything.
Y'all don't do anything to show up.
Conference runs this. Conference runs this.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. We promise to get you out of here.
Appreciate
Stick
it.
around.
I'm hot. I
Make
appreciate
sure I
it.
holler at you before you get out of here.
Indeed. Appreciate you.
All right, Coach.
Do you own a business, have a service or product, apparel, entertainment, or food? Would you like to reach an educated client base that are loyal? Then the Urban Passport Business Directory is for you. The Urban Passport is your premier digital discount and media portal with the Urban Digital Television Networks and V108 The Vibe radio properties embedded. Stay connected with the community with the latest news, entertainment, and HBCU sports and culture with the Black College Sports Network. Visit myjbn.com/passport to register your business and sign up for your free app before the August 24th release date. We are the premier digital national urban business directory, always free to the consumer. The Urban Passport, the evolution of the Green Book, and your digital passport to a world of savings.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a state, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU Image.
Ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start? Here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market, build your legacy, secure your future today.
This is Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab presented by GameTime. That's BCSN. And I'm here in the MEAC Football Media Day. That's 2026. Here with Coach Vic, head football coach of the Norfolk State Spartans.
Yes, sir.
As we sat down, you said you're excited. So we're going to get right into it. What has you excited about this season?
I mean, everything. I mean, just being here today, as a second-year head coach, having some experience. And I'm not a rookie coach anymore. I don't have to feel that way anymore. I don't have to think that way anymore. I shouldn't have thought that way last year, but I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I'm a realist.
Yeah.
A lot was the unknown, didn't know what to expect. And now I came into 2026 with a vision. We laid the groundwork down from the beginning, and now I feel like my team is just working towards that goal of just getting to game one, getting to week one, and just kind of seeing where we stack up.
If you don't mind me saying, I had the pleasure of interviewing last year and have the pleasure this year. I can see a little bit of that swag. I can see it.
Yeah.
That's good to see that you're comfortable in the opportunity to present.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the players that we can look forward to that has you excited about this season.
Yeah, I think two of our players that we have here, Reggie Johnson,
nice.
Stephon Hall. They are two guys who I trust. With our team, I trust them as leaders. I trust them as men. I trust them as men of character. Trust them as football players, most importantly. I think they really have an opportunity to do some great things. We have some great players, man. We have, a tremendous offensive line that's returning. Tyler Lineberger and those guys, man. They've been working extremely hard, getting stronger. They're gelling. On the defensive side of the ball, we got some studs on defense. Built the defensive line up. Obviously, the secondary should thrive from the defensive front. And, Nasir Bashir and those guys are, on the outside are ready to rock and roll. And they're holding each other accountable. Okay. They're working extremely hard, taking no shortcuts. We know we're not in a position to take a shortcut. And we know we got to fight for everything that we want, man. We got to fight for every blade of grass, and nothing's going to change. And that's why I'm so excited, man. I'm excited for them. I'm excited that I get to vicariously chase the championship through them.
Right.
And it don't get no better than that, man. As a man who loves the game of football dearly, it's nothing like having your own team that you can push and try to propel into a championship situation.
Let's go for a championship. Go ahead, 80.
All right, Coach Vic, first of all, thank you for joining us here today. One thing a lot of us from at home were able to kind of follow your journey last year with the documentary that you guys had on BET following you guys' season. Now, with that and with so much out there, do you think that helped you? Was it a distraction, especially with you not getting the results that you wanted this first year?
No,
how did that play into everything?
You know what? We didn't recognize the cameras. We got it's cameras everywhere at our practice. Whether it was BT filming, or just some random person who just walked up and started filming. I didn't know who was who sometimes. So, obviously, if I put a mic on and I went out to sometimes I forgot the mic that was on, and I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. If something was to happen, I will be more conscious of that. I will be conscious of the things that I say. I will be conscious of my poise. I will be conscious of, my approach, because it don't call for that. Some of the greatest coaches that I've had or been around, Tony Dungy, Andy Reid, Mike Tom, they don't got to get rah-rah. They don't have to, they can coach you in a calm way. And so I learned a lot from that. I don't think the players enjoyed it now. The players love it. They love a camera. They love a camera. So part of the part of the exposure was for them, man. For NSU, for us to be on the map. Now you can go anywhere. You can say
that's right.
You can say Norfolk State, and then a lot of things relate. Green and gold. Behold, Coach Vic, BET, the play, and so God put us in a position to have those things, but like I said, if I knew we was gonna go 1-11, I would have probably put it on hold. But look, that wasn't the gist of it.
Yeah,
that wasn't the gist of it. I cared about our team. I wanted them to get exposure. It was fun, and we just took it. We got to take it one day at a time, man.
And I'm sure it helped with some recruiting as well in terms of some of the players that you talk about this year that are coming in. But let me ask you about your staff.
Go ahead. We gonna be on TV this year?
Yeah, you got to earn.
No cameras. No cameras right now. No cameras right now.
Hey, I make sure you on TV. You get to that cricket celebration mode. You'll be on television.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me ask you about your coaching staff. How do you feel about some changes you made on your coaching staff coming back this year?
Yeah, I feel like just in coaching, every year you're probably going to have some coaches that get opportunities to go other places. I think you're going to have coaches that, might not fit the mold of what you're trying to do or what you're trying to build. It's always going to be some give and take. My goal would be to retain all my coaches. I mean, we did a great job. But obviously we had to bring in, Cornell Brown. We brought in Marcus Gildersleeve. We brought in Ike Charlton. We brought in Coach Jeremy Blunt, who was at Phoebus and was a very successful coach. So we made some changes. I felt changes need to be made for coaching and for leadership. And so, nothing against anybody else. It's just that as I went through my process, I want guys who think like me. I want guys who are structured like all the other coaches and are demanding like every coach and won't take no for an answer, settle for anything less. That's how you build. That's how you build. That's how you get better. You don't get better by letting things slide. You don't get better by overlooking things. That's right. You get better by attacking the situations, attacking the problems, and being true leaders.
Let me get you out of here on this one. Your fan base. You talking about Behold the Green and Gold. Talk a little bit about that fan base and how they create a level of excitement for you and the team.
Just loyalty, and I don't think it's because I'm from, that area. I don't think it's because I'm from Newport News and that's my hometown.
Right.
I think they're loyal fans in Norfolk State.
That's right.
And the support that we get is amazing. It's unmatched. It's unparalleled. Now what we want to do is we want to continue to give them something to cheer about because they supported us in the tough time. I can't wait to tell my team, you owe a service to our fan base.
Yeah, that's real.
I do, they do, and let's appreciate this, man. I just feel so blessed to be in this position to be able to lead a group of coaches and players on a day-to-day basis to try to be the best version of ourselves, man. And if we get through 60 minutes of a football game, we come in on Sunday mornings and we look at it and say, we did everything we could to win that game, whether we win or lose, that's all you can ask for.
Yes,
and as long as I'm a head coach to any capacity, that'll be my thought process.
Great way to end it. We'll be take our next break as we have Coach Vic here with Norfolk State as the head football coach.
Sir.
Looking forward to this season. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Give it to him.
I just had to say my little piece. They know what to say when I say behold.
The green and gold.
Absolutely. Let's get it.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavil of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
Introducing the HBCU Trivia Game. It's more than a board game. It's a journey to the legacy of historically black colleges and universities. Here's how it works. 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, start as freshmen and roll the dice to advance. But here's the twist. You can only move forward by answering trivia questions about HBCU. Test your knowledge of notable alumni, key historical events, sports milestones, and fun HBCU facts. Watch out for spaces that can propel you ahead or set you back. And if you get a question wrong, you stay in put until your next turn. The first to reach graduation wins. The HBCU Trivia Game. Support, educate, entertain. Available now. Let the journey begin.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL on August 29th with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota, representing the SWAC, Alabama A&M, and representing the MEAC, Howard, Bulldogs, Bison, the Marching Maroon and White, the Showtime Marching Band, the premier FCS matchup in primetime with a kickoff trophy up for grabs. Join us pre-game for fans.
Do you own a business, have a service or product, apparel, entertainment, or food? Would you like to reach an educated client base that are loyal? Then the Urban Passport Business Directory is for you. The Urban Passport is your premier digital discount and media portal with the Urban Digital Television Networks and V108 The Vibe radio properties embedded. Stay connected with the community with the latest news, entertainment, and HBCU sports and culture with the Black College Sports Network. Visit myjbn.com/passport to register your business and sign up for your free app before the August 24th release date. We are the premier digital national urban business directory, always free to the consumer. The Urban Passport, the evolution of the Green Book, and your digital passport to a world of savings.
This is Dr. Cavil with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. We are here presented by BCSN Game Time, and I'm with none other than the head football coach at Howard University, Ted White.
How you doing?
How you doing, Coach? How does it sound?
Yeah,
does it get old?
Huh?
Does it get old yet?
Yes, no, it didn't get old yet. It doesn't get old, you know. Man,
That's right.
You start to smell the grass. You start to get the atmosphere. So when it starts to have media days and press conferences for different games, it starts to feel a little different, and you start to get ready to go. So
Grass
you kind of
smell a
see
little different.
grass
Seriously.
smell a little different, and you start to see the opposing coaches and opposing players and just different guys that you got to see throughout the season, and you start to get excited about football.
I got the opportunity and the pleasure to watch your press conference.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of heartfelt emotion in regards to that. So I just wanted to say personally, congratulations.
Thank you.
Because I know it's been a long path. I've had a pleasure to see you throughout that path in different capacities, building on your resume for this opportunity. So talk a little bit about that in regards to what we can expect this season as you started putting things together.
Well, as you go through this coaching profession, you never know how it's going to go. You don't know if you're going to be a head coach or not, but all you can do is just prepare every single year to get yourself better, to gather information, to continue to grow, to align yourself with the people that may get you an opportunity to possibly be a head coach. January the 4th is a day that I remember for the rest of my life. Wayne Frederick, Kerry Davis gave me a phone call and offered me the opportunity to be a head coach. From there, I was ecstatic. I was excited. It was amazing. I called my family. They were very excited about the opportunity. not only that, but you get an opportunity to be a head coach at a place that you started your journey at. You know, so Steve Wilson, who was my coach at the time, did some amazing things. He sold me on the dream that I could possibly be one of the best quarterbacks that could come out of Howard University. And
argue with Jay Walker on that now.
Huh?
I said argue with Jay Walker. On
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But
he already know.
You know, and I tell Jay, if it wasn't for Jay, you know, I probably wouldn't be at Howard. You
That's
know,
real.
Doug Williams, you know, went to school with my mom and my dad, and I didn't know anything
We know about that history.
Yeah, and I didn't know about Howard University. So Doug Williams recommended me to come take a visit at Howard University because the offensive line coach Fred Dean played with Doug Williams with the Washington Redskins. All right, and man, I took a visit at Howard University, and I canceled every other visit after that because I just was sold on the vision that Coach Wilson gave me of Howard University. And it was the best decision that I can ever make. And now get an opportunity to come back here to Howard University and coach the kids and lead these guys to a place that I started my journey at. It's an unbelievable feeling. It's an unbelievable feeling. So that first team meeting, it was unbelievable. Obviously, anytime you go into any place new, you want to be able to set the culture. You want to be able to set the expectations and just understand exactly, you know, what direction we're going in. And that was important to me. My first team meeting I had with the parents as well as the student athletes on Zoom. All right, because I wanted them to understand me. They heard of Ted White, but they didn't know me. So I wanted to open up myself and tell them about my family, tell them about my journey, tell them why it was important for me to come back and coach at Howard University. And it's been amazing. Kerry Davis, I don't work for him. We have a partnership. And he said that from day one. And we started off with the spring game. The spring game was sold out. You know, we had Lamont Roach, who was a boxer who was fighting on August the 1st. He was the honorary coach. You had different alums come through. Not only that we preparing these guys on the field, we preparing them off the field. You know, I had Jay Walker come in and give our guys media training, a 2-hour session on media training. We had members of just the student, the student health, as well as Edge Sports come in and talk to our guys about mental health and mental performance. We had alums come in and talk to our guys on how to create a resume. We had alums come in and talk to our guys about how to interview for a job. So it's important for me to give these guys the skills that they can have to win football games. But we all know this game has an expiration date at times. And now, you know, we got to be able to prepare these kids for the game of life.
No doubt. Go ahead, AD.
You know, I hate when the coach answers my first question before I even got a chance to ask it, because I was going to ask him, how has it been first time head coach? Is this media day what you had dreamed it would be, and that journey, especially at your alma mater? Yeah. But you pretty much answered all that with that. Yeah. So now I'm gonna get to this, Coach White. Predictions came out yesterday. No respect in the with the preseason predictions. They got you down in the cellar, the MEAC. So let's talk about it. Obviously, instant bulletin board material. So how do you take that back to your kids and your coaching staff and your alumni fan base and translate that into like them folk who vote don't know nothing about this program? This is what we're going to be. How do you deliver that message to everybody?
We've always lived in the moment of control what you can control. Preseason predicaments, that doesn't necessarily mean anything to us as a program. Post-game predictions, that's what we worry about. We've always came with the mindset that, you know, we get an opportunity to play in the MEAC SWAC Challenge football game. All right, we want to start in Atlanta and we want to finish in Atlanta. That's always been the goal. And we feel like we have some guys that are really game-changing guys that can help allow us to win football games. We don't necessarily worry about the preseason predicaments. It's what people feel about you. And we've always come with the mindset that we're going to play with a chip on our shoulder. And every week, you know, we want to be able to prove exactly why we're a great football team. So we feel really good about where we're at right now. Only thing they did is really no pressure on us. You know, it's no pressure on us. All right, but we want to make sure that we go out and we have a display a good amount of talent on the football field.
One quick follow-up. This is a personal question, excuse me, Doc, but you play the school that I work at for homecoming for Morehouse. Just talk about what it is for just those two brands academically coming together. Yeah, we got a football game going on, and somebody's gonna win, somebody's gonna lose, and everything else. I know which one you want to do. You know which one I want to do. But just those two brands coming together in that atmosphere. Just talk about that.
When you're talking about a Morehouse and a Howard game, you're talking about two prestigious universities with some notable alums that graduated from those institutions that are doing major things in this country. And now, you're talking about being able to bring back a football game. And we played Morehouse in 1996, so this always been a rivalry with Howard University and Morehouse. Now we get an opportunity to not only play them, but we get a chance to play them at homecoming. So it's going to be an amazing atmosphere. Obviously, Morehouse has always been a team that's been reckoned with. So we just got to see exactly how we want to make sure that this game is remembered. It's going to be a great homecoming game. I'm pretty sure it's going to be sold out. I'm pretty sure the city is going to be jumping, and it's going to be a good football game. So we're excited about it.
With that being said, let me know when I need the calls made these down there so you can get back to the Houston side of things, bring that team down there. Some alums that want to see y'all down that way. But with that, in all seriousness, talk a little bit about your coaching staff, putting your coaching staff together, what we can expect offensively and defensively, what you would like to see this team play.
Well, I thought it was important for me to be able to come back to Howard University, and just with the notoriety that I would bring with the football team, but being able to bring some coaches who understood exactly my values, who understood exactly they were great teachers. These guys were great mentors, and they were leaders of men. That was important to me. So on the offensive side of the ball, Jimmy Johnson coached at Morgan State last year, but he's a guy who's a Howard alum that won a couple Super Bowls that I really felt that he could command the room on the offensive side of the ball. Offensive line coach, I got Bob Whitfield. Bob Whitfield coached at Morehouse last year, but he's a great teacher. He played the position at a high level with the offensive line position. But he works well with and he's a great recruiter that he's going to be able to get some guys out of that Atlanta area. Tim Morris, our running back coach. Tim came with me from the University of Maryland. He's from the Maryland area, a great recruiter. He's a great teacher. He fits well with the kids. Eaton James loves him, and he's going to do a great job for us this year. Eric Frazier is from the Philadelphia area. He worked with me at UCLA as the wide receiver coach when Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator at UCLA. And I've been able to bring him aboard, and he's been loving it, and as well as his family in Washington, D.C. And then John Thomason worked with the Washington Commanders with Eric Bieniemy, but he was also my assistant quarterback coach when we were at UCLA. And, man, I feel like I got a really good offensive staff. On defense, I felt like continuity was the most important thing. All right. Yes, it was some things that we needed to improve on. All right. But we were the number one total defense in the conference. All right. Yes, we were, so again, some things that we needed to improve on. So Keyshawn Jarrett is my defense coordinator, which it was his first time being a defense coordinator last year. You're talking about a young, bright individual that's going to be a head coach in this league or a head coach somewhere else sometime soon. All right. That's Keyshawn Jarrett. Dale Cassette, who's another guy that I retained from last year. He was our defensive line coach, went to the University of Maryland, played for the Washington Commanders. His wife graduated from Howard University also. So great family man, great teacher, great leader of men. Nicholas Gould graduated from Bowie State. He was another guy that I retained from last year. Great linebacker coach. He's also my recruiting coordinator. So he does a great job in that aspect. DJ Hill, I brought him aboard. He's our outside linebackers coach. He's from the Atlanta area. I got him from the high school rankings. DJ, I've known, obviously in this coaching business, you always talk to guys as you continue to go through clinics and, you say, hey, man, if I get an opportunity, this is the guy that I want to be able to bring on. And DJ was the guy that fit that bill. And then we got Marcus Thomas. Marcus Thomas was another guy. He's our defensive back coach that came from University of Maryland with me from the Florida area that helps a lot with recruiting Florida. So I feel like I got a really good team of guys that's going to really help me reach the plateau that we need to reach for Howard University. my director of football operation, David Davis, and then our director of recruiting, Janice Pettijohn. All right, the first woman who is a full-time coach and on the FCS level. So, man, we always setting trends at Howard University, but I feel like we got a good group of guys that's going to help us reach the potential that we need to reach to allow these kids to be successful.
Yeah, that trend included those cleats, those Air Jordan cleats.
Oh, you saw?
You
saw? I had to wear them today.
I don't even play football, but I want to wear those. That's clean.
Yeah.
I'll get you out of here on this last one. I always love to ask this question. The two men you brought with you today, why were they selected as representatives of Howard University?
Well, they're great leaders. They're legacy guys. They're guys who, were able to come to Howard University as freshmen and now being able to finish as seniors. In this day and time of college football, you don't see that, and most importantly, these guys love the football game. They love the football game. They love exactly what we're doing at Howard, not only on the offensive side of the ball, Kid obviously on the defensive side of the ball, but, they look forward to winning. They look forward to winning, and they want an opportunity to play for a championship again. These are the guys who had an opportunity to go to the Celebration Bowl before, and now, just having an opportunity to bring them back into the fold and try to get back to where we once were.
Good stuff. Well, that'll do it for us, Coach. Excited. It's amazing. And some of the folks and the energy you feel about Howard football in terms of what you brought to the table, getting even more people involved is fascinating. I'm excited for you. Look forward to this hunt and certainly look forward the next time we get to talk a little bit more about Howard football.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
This is Dr. Cavil inside the HBCU Sports Lab. We'll be right back here on BCSN Game Time after this next break.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a state, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU Image.
Ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start? Here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market, build your legacy, secure your future today.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavil of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Introducing the HBCU Trivia Game. It's more than a board game. It's a journey to the legacy of historically black colleges and universities. Here's how it works. 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, start as freshmen and roll the dice to advance. But here's the twist. You can only move forward by answering trivia questions about HBCU. Test your knowledge of notable alumni, key historical events, sports milestones, and fun HBCU facts. Watch out for spaces that can propel you ahead or set you back. And if you get a question wrong, you stay put until your next turn. The first to reach graduation wins. The HBCU Trivia Game. Support, educate, entertain. Available now. Let the journey begin.
football fans. HBCU football is back in the ATL on August 29th with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota, representing the SWAC, Alabama A&M, and representing the MEAC, Howard, Bulldogs, Bison, the Marching Maroon and White, the Showtime Marching Band, the premier FCS matchup in primetime with a kickoff trophy up for grabs. Join us pre-game for band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
This is Dr. Cavill's inside the HBCU Sports Lab here in Baltimore, Maryland for the 2026 MEAC Football Media Day.
That's it.
Coach, you've been at this for a minute, so you used to this. Is nothing new for you.
Yeah, they just told me I was, I guess, dean of coaches here now.
That's
I've been the longest tenured, which is absolutely crazy. That's unbelievable. You know, it's supposed to be Buddy Pugh or, you know, somebody like that. But it's an honor to be in the conference to last this long.
They call me the dean of HBCU Sports. Ain't nothing wrong with being a dean.
Okay, we're getting a little old, right?
That's what it means. I mean, we must be doing something right. That's what it means. Coach, first of all, I'm excited. You gave me the opportunity of the task and said, hey, I need a football game, in all seriousness.
Yep.
And so it worked out. You'll be going to Houston this year, and they'll be coming up, and that's Texas Southern University to open things up. I want to ask you from this perspective, why is it important over the years that you want to have these cross matchups against the SWAC, whether it's in the Cricket Celebration Bowl in terms of a championship, or open it up with the MEAC SWAC Challenge, or even non-conference wise? You've made that a priority over the years. Why do you do that?
You know, I think it's important for the two conferences to play each other as much as possible. Obviously, in our conference, we only have 5 conference games, so I'm tasked to find 7 non-conference games. And, you know, rather than my guys playing, you know, PWI's non-conference, I would love for my guys to travel to the SWAC and see some of these campuses. You know, you got the storied programs like Grambling and Jackson State and FAM. Traditionally,
I like that.
Those programs. And growing up, I thought that was the biggest and the baddest of it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Respect to FAM and those guys, and Jackson State and Grambling Southern. But I want my guys to play those teams. And, you know, like I said, growing up, they were the best of the black college. And I think the momentum's kind of swung a little bit.
It has.
But I think, you know, it's important for us to be able to play those guys. And then I'm happy for us to be able to go down and play Coach Dishman and Texas Southern Tigers down there. And then obviously they'll be coming back to us also. But we do have FAM coming back. We did a home and home with FAM. So we went down to play FAM last year, and they'll be coming to Durham. So we're excited about that.
So next year you'll have both Texas Southern and FAM in 27. That's nice.
Yeah.
And I want to say also thank you for the cordiality that you all brought. I had a chance to go see the Friday night game against South Carolina State there in the home stadium. And, man, that's a great atmosphere.
That was a dogfight.
Yeah.
That was a heck of a football game, man. It came down to
football.
the wire, and, you know, I take my hat off to Coach Barry and this program for what they've been able to do. But the last 2 years come down to the wire. You know, play here and play there. But we gotta get things right back in Durham.
I was gonna say, let's move it forward. What are the expectations this year in regards to last year? And not to get too far of it, you know, a lot of the things that were off the field played on to some ways emotionally, I think, on the field. I'm saying that. I know you don't say that, but moving forward in terms of what this team looks like putting together in the off season coming into this year.
Yeah, the expectations don't change, and I thought that you know, it's about winning championships, man. And people would say you need to be happy with 8 wins and all this stuff. 8 wins isn't enough. You know, it's about winning championships.
I put that on the preseason football poll ranking,
right?
And I told the coach, I said, you got 8 wins. He called that a down season. Oh, I tell you, expectations are different.
It's about winning championships, man. That's what it's about at the end of the day. We spent too much time in this thing not to win it. So if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it and win it. So, but this past season, you know, I thought we had a good team. We've always had a good team, but I think we kind of lost focus in certain areas. I wasn't pleased with our leadership, and that starts at the top for me. And you know, we talk about coach over scheme,
right?
And you know, I think our culture was there, but at times we could have used a little bit more leadership. You know, sometimes when you face an adversity, you got to lean on some of those older guys and some of those experienced guys. And the young guys got to listen. You got to be willing to be led. So, you know, we're going to continue always to work on the culture in our program. You know, I'm pleased with our guys. Our GPA is still over 3.2. We're involved in the community and all that stuff. And great kids, great young men. My phone's not ringing at night, guys getting in trouble doing foolishness. But the scheme part now, we can't forget about that. Now, the culture is most important, but we can't forget about the scheme. So I got 2 new coordinators that came in. We got some staff changes and some turnover this offseason.
Okay.
So I think schematically on both sides of the ball, we're going to do some things different, which will help. You know, Chris Barnett came from Alabama State in the SWAC as my offensive coordinator, and Tommy Thigpen came from University of North Carolina. He was a co-defensive coordinator there under Mac Brown. So I'm excited, and I think those 2 guys have done wonders this offseason.
Wow.
So we're going to work our butts off, man, because we got to get back to Atlanta.
Go ahead, AD.
All right, Coach, you came in and you mentioned that you are the elder statesman of the MEAC. And that's a tribute to you, because that means, number one, you have to be successful to be around that long and everything. And you have to be comfortable and happy with where you're at, because we always know when you're successful, people come crawling at you and want you to move here and move there.
Right.
But you're happy where you're at and everything. But I want to lean on that longevity. And let's talk about this. You've been there pre-NIL, pre-transfer portal. You've been through all the different changes and rules change from one week to the other and everything else to where we are today. Right. Now, the latest thing is the 5 for 5 that we got. But just my question to you is, just talk about your ability to adapt and change with everything every year. Sometimes you get a ruling in March, and by the time you get to August, they've totally changed it and everything. Just talk about your ability to adapt into the culture of today's football players versus when you started.
Yeah, you got to surround yourself with good people, and my staff is phenomenal. And we spend a lot of time talking about the rule changes, and we do a lot of research. And so we'll talk to my compliance office and my athletic director. So it's a collective deal when we put it all together. I don't make all the decisions, and I'm not the smartest guy in the room. So we come up with an idea, come up with a plan, and then we work the plan from there. And you know, when you have powerful people around you, when you have good people around you, people make you powerful. So my staff does an outstanding job. And, you know, once you come, you know, you plan your work and then work your plan. And, you know, you have to evolve, because you all know when I got here years back, I was not a big proponent of the transfer portal. Right. I didn't believe in taking transfers. You know, if you weren't a guy at the University of North Carolina, you know, if you're a 3rd string or 4th string guy at Carolina, you're not going to come to my place and be the man, bottom line. And that's in any program, you know. Right. So a lot of guys, you know, get these transfers and hope that they're going to come into your program and do outstanding things.
Diamond and rough.
We like to develop. My firm has been able to develop high school student athletes. And since I've been in North Carolina Central, I think we put like 14 guys in the NFL in camp. And all of them were high school student athletes. My best players, from Davius Richard, quarterback, from Walker Harris, the guys here, Chance Peterson, these guys are high school student athletes that we developed.
Nice.
And they brought into the program. They wanted to be in North Carolina Central. So I think, you know, it's about evolving. You know, I wasn't a big proponent, like I said, of transfer portal, but now I have to do it. We lost like 40 guys last year to the portal and graduation, and it's hard to replace that firepower with a high school student athlete. So I do have to go out and find players. So we found some Division II players that were All-Americans or that were great players on their team. So they're accustomed to making plays. They're accustomed to be the man. So when they're in the fire, you're not hoping that they're going to do it. You've seen them do it. So we've been, you know, had some success with that, and we'll see.
I like that philosophy.
We'll see. But
I like that.
I've been pleased with how we've transitioned with it. But you've got to evolve. I can't be stubborn and hard-headed.
No.
You got to evolve with the time. So
to your credit, you have done that. I think that's important. And we've seen it in different capacities as well, Coach. And it's led you in the right position. But let me ask you, I always like to ask this question because I love to hear the variations of the answer. The 2 men you brought with you, why did you bring those guys?
They exemplify culture over scheme. You sit down and talk to these guys, great young men, unbelievable student athletes.
Whenever we have, community service, they're going to be the first ones to volunteer and give in. And, they don't want any accolades or the name in the paper for it. They give back to the community. You look at them, they're great student athletes. Zarian was a walk-on that came in and earned his scholarship.
Wow.
We're actually even paying a little ref share money this year. And
Congratulations.
yeah, the guys can get paid a little bit. And
Like
I might have
it.
bought this suit. Did you see
Yeah,
Chance's suit?
he looked nice.
Oh my goodness. So I might need to reallocate some of that money. I got out the car. I thought I was decent today, but
You looking decent
nah,
yourself,
them coats
Coach.
put it on, man. I thought I was going to go back to the hotel and change. But they are what we talk about when we talk about culture. And good men, great character. They come from great families, and it's an honor to be around. I love being around them type kids.
Coach, I want to say I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to really ask some in-depth questions over the years, personally build a relationship, and it means a lot in terms of you building not just men, but there are women around your program as well.
Definitely. Shout out to Sydney Jordan, my director of football ops. She does an unbelievable job managing the program. She set up a cooking class for our guys.
Wow.
We taught them how to cook 2 weeks ago. We took them to Michael Jordan Nissan, teach the guys how to change tires. Life skills that these guys
love it.
need to
I'm glad
know.
you shared that.
And we going to ride go-karts next week. That'll be our last one before the season jumps
Before it's
off.
time to get off. Well, we look forward to this season.
We're going to have pure fun, go ride some go-karts.
That'll do it for us. Dr. Ville's inside the HBCU Sports Lab here in Baltimore for the 2026 MEAC Football Media Day. So excited to have Coach Trey Oliver give us a little bit of his time. Look forward to it this season,
man,
Coach.
I
Let's get
appreciate
it.
what you guys do, man. Y'all do it the right way.
Appreciate y'all.
A lot of so many media
appreciate
outlets do it for clicks, and they don't do it the right way.
I appreciate
you.
Try
All
to
straight
educate.
front, right? You're all straight up front, do it the right way, and
that means a lot.
Don't try to catch your boy on no hot mics. What they try to get me before.
They get you. They do.
They try to get me on the hot
We're
mic.
not going to do you like that, Coach. We
Right.
got too
But,
much respect for you.
If you want it, I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, yeah, with his hands.
Straight up,
You ain't got to do all that hot with his hands.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this next break. Coach,
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural taste, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now. From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Attention football fans. The Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota is back in Atlanta on August 29th. Representing the SWAC, Alabama A&M, and representing the MEAC, Howard. Join us at Center Park Stadium for a full day of tailgating, football, and bands.
Dr. Cavil with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab presented by BCSN Game Time. We have the queen here ourselves. That is the MEAC Commissioner, Sonia Steels. So excited to have this interview. Every time I get the interview, really a lot of energy and positives in terms of where the conference is going and just a lot of good information.
Thank you.
With that being said, starts the year off essentially. This is 2026 MEAC Football Media Day. A lot of buzz in the room, a lot of excitement, great interviews from players and coaches.
Good.
Talk about how you feel about today.
I'm really excited. I just love the energy in the room. The student athletes look good.
Yes.
They feel prepared. Our coaches. It's a lot of great energy, and it's just excitement to get to that first game.
This is second year in a row you got a chance to bring it to the NFL stadium. Here in Baltimore, outside of Norfolk, seems to be going really well. M&T Bank Stadium, great partnership that you do here. And just your avenue to put a little twist, a little different. Talk about where that creativity comes from about giving your student athletes and coaches and fans a different experience at their football media day.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to the staff, the creativity that we all put together, and thanks to Sashi and the Raven staff for being able to create this atmosphere. We really want it to be, a good experience for the student athletes to walk in and see the lights and get excited about the season and what's going on, and for the coaches to really tell, I don't know, truths or lies regarding what the season's
They're going to tell their stories.
Right, tell their stories. So I'm really, really excited that we're back here and just the support that we have. And the Ravens has been such a good partner that they even accented the Girls on the Gridiron Women's Flag Football Clinic that we had on Sunday with over 300 young women. So I'm really excited to be back here in Baltimore.
MEAC is expanded. One of the big news of the day is women's flag football.
Yeah.
You've been working with the NFL in a lot of capacities and with the NCAA announcement that it's going to be coming into a sport championship-wise. A.D. Drew told us a couple of years ago
About 4
that
years
it's
ago,
coming.
I said it was coming.
And to see the MEAC jump out front as a Division I conference, I thought that was a big deal. Talk about the excitement around women's flag football.
I am, when you're talking about like amazed and excited, because that's one thing that I've kept in the forefront. When we started the women's clinic, when we met with the NFL and they said that this was the initiative as we go into the Olympics in 28, I really wanted a HBCU a presence there.
I like it.
And so having the clinics, getting the interest, and it's the fastest growing sport right now. And then when the NCAA named it an emerging sport, that's what the institutions needed to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
And so I was really excited when the membership said that they're ready to have a championship. And I'm sitting there like trying to contain myself. But I wanted to jump up because it's really exciting as we also bring in women's golf as well.
Congratulations on that.
I'm really excited. So, the next thing is to bring back men's golf back in from the AC back to the conference. So, we are really pushing, as part of our strategic and long range plan, and I'm excited.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. The other one I thought was a big idea is the fact that telling those stories, and you'll be able to tell those stories through what was the MEAC Digital Network, now rebranded as the MEAC Network. And you have a team of individuals that are involved in the development of that. in a lot of ways with Lim Thompson.
Yes.
And those that know his background in terms of what he was able to do with the Cat Eye Network.
Yes.
I can imagine this is going to be even bigger and better with what you've learned over the years. Talk a little bit about the excitement of the rebrand of the MEAC network and the expectations of what we can see on it.
Yeah, I'm really with the evolution of the MEAC digital network into the MEAC network. It's an opportunity for what we want to do is reinvest in ourselves. You know, we are a long-term relationship with ESPN, and they continue to be our flagship. But we want to be able to create opportunities for more content, to show more of our product out there to a wider audience. And this allows us to do that with not having the content behind a paywall. And if you have a smart TV or Roku or Apple TV, you'll be able to get to the footage. The other piece to that is being able to not only focus on athletics, but reach upon the campus so the institution can tell their stories and what initiatives that they have new. Talk about the alumni. We want it to be all encompassing. The MEAC Nation is not just athletics, it's everything. So we want to be able to tell all of our stories. And it goes with the new marketing initiative that we have. It's built by us. The MEAC is built by our institutions and the student athletes and the students who really make us who we are.
For us, by us, built by us. I like the ring. With that being said, you talked about the ESPN long-term partnership announcement will be forthcoming. But with that being said, let me turn it over to AD to ask a question.
I want to go back to flag football, Commissioner Steels. And by the way, I can't help you out with golf because I don't play that good, but I can consult for you in flag football.
All right, appreciate that.
But with the MEAC doing it and the CIAA also starting flag football, is there a chance we'll see any type of crossover, even possibly a CIAA MEAC challenge for women's flag football or something along those lines, with especially in this emerging sport time of this program?
Yeah, so you will. You know, they've had their second championship.
Correct.
This year, and us coming into our first in the spring of 27. The scheduling, we're playing CIAA schools.
Okay.
You know,
Great
and
information.
it's also, you know, keeping it under the umbrella of the HBC for Us Alliance. So working together while we can to be able to provide, again, those opportunities for young women to participate and then really showcase the culture and the connection that we have. You know, the MEAC grew out of the CIAA. So Jackie is awesome, of course, Anthony and Charles as well. But creating those opportunities to be able to connect and really grow the sport together.
Speaking of Charles, Commissioner Steels.
Yes.
Last week at the SWAC Media Day, he said that he was tired of losing to the MEAC, and correct me if I'm wrong, they lost both the MEAC SWAC Challenge, they lost the Celebration Bowl, and I think the MEAC won the season series also with the other crossovers last year. So talk about that challenge there, Commissioner Steels.
Well, you know, I hate to talk about it, but be about it. So really, you know, there's not much we really have to say except for we'll see you there. We're going to see you there.
All right.
You know, just look at the stats. That's all. Just look at the stats. I don't have to say anything.
Am I getting messy, Dr. Cavil?
Yeah, just a little.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave that alone. That's for the grown folks.
You're supposed to cut me off on that, Wheeler. You're supposed to cut me off before I put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, I know what Charles said.
Oh yeah, Charles know what he said.
I know what he said.
We know that. But really, it's good in terms of that relationship there. In that that both teams, in terms of the conferences, and all the individuals see the importance of that relationship, and it's very competitive in a very positive manner, which is a good thing. But with that being said, I wanted to ask you, were there some other news that you wanted to share to get out there that I didn't ask you?
Oh my gosh. I thought I shared a whole bunch of stuff.
I think we did. I think we did. I just wanted to make sure.
But if you want to break network, we did
women's golf,
women's
flag.
Let's see. We did Built by Us, our new initiative, marketing initiative. Mental health.
Go ahead.
Mental health. That's one of the things that's very, very dear to me. My background was in counseling. So I really right before COVID, we had a counselor at each of our championships to be able to really connect, talk about the resources that are available. And now we have at each championship, somebody's there 24 hours, 24 hours, 7 days a week, 24 hours during the championship. And visible.
That's good.
Should there be a crisis, whether it's a student athlete or administrator or coach or whoever, we really wanted to make accessible. And really, sometimes student athletes are on the campus, but not being able to get access to the counseling center because it's booked up, but being able to say, hey, this is an avenue that you can get to get help now.
Good. I want to ask one aspirational question in terms of the business side of this, particularly for the sport of basketball, men's and women's. We've seen great relationships on the football side with obviously the matchups that go back and forth that keep some of this.
Mm-hmm.
What is the challenge or the framework or even consideration of seeing some basketball matchups that are more functional from the conference office perspective, SWAC MEAC?
Yeah, I think that's something we've talked about for a number of years.
Good.
You just got to make sure the money right. So, dear sponsors,
there you go.
If you want to see it, we want to do it. Let's do it together. But
like
bring your bank account. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Beautiful, beautiful. With that being said, I did want to ask one final question before we let you move around in terms of, again, bringing back the focus to this athletic football season a little bit. Talk about starting off with football, and then obviously you jump off with volleyball in terms of the excitement of this athletic season.
Yeah. We're about cross country.
That's right. Cross country too. Thank you.
It's really, you take all summer and you're like, oh, I need a break. But it's like, when is it going to start? You're getting up there for the MEAC SWAC Challenge. I mean, everything is rolling. And I really, really want to see, I want to see us on TV.
Okay.
I want us to see the visibility with volleyball actually being on the MEAC network as we move forward. That's going to be significant for us. And so, being able to have the student athletes be able to, their families and friends to be able to see them, especially our international students, is really going to be exciting. And of course, we're a cross country championship that's been televised. So honestly, I'm just ready for the season to start. It's going to be great competition. The strength of the conference with football, I don't know who's going to rise to the top. We know South Carolina State is
King of the mountain.
They right there, but everybody's coming for them.
That's
so
true.
You never know who's going to be. So that's part of the excitement of the season.
Really good. Appreciate you giving us some time and giving us the opportunity to get into some in-depth information about the MEAC. That is your commissioner of the MEAC, Sonia Steels, right here at B&T Bank in Baltimore for the 2026 MEAC Football Media Day. You still hear the buzz and get ready for the pivot as it's coming up soon. With that being said, I am Dr. Bill inside the HBCU Sports Lab. We'll be right back after this next break.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a state, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes, you're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU
Ever
image.
told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start? Here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market, build your legacy, secure your future today.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavil of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Introducing the HBCU Trivia Game. It's more than a board game. It's a journey to the legacy of historically black colleges and universities. Here's how it works. 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, start as freshmen and roll the dice to advance. But here's the twist. You can only move forward by answering trivia questions about HBCU. Test your knowledge of notable alumni, key historical events, sports milestones, and fun HBCU facts. Watch out for spaces that can propel you ahead or set you back. And if you get a question wrong, you stay put until your next turn. The first to reach graduation wins. The HBCU Trivia Game. Support, educate, entertain. Available now. Let the journey begin.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL on August 29th with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota, representing the SWAC, Alabama A&M, and representing the MEAC, Howard, Bulldogs, Bison, the Marching Maroon and White, the Showtime Marching Band, the premier FCS matchup in primetime with a kickoff trophy up for grabs. Join us pre-game for band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
Do you own a business, have a service or product, apparel, entertainment, or food? Would you like to reach an educated client base that are loyal? Then the Urban Passport Business Directory is for you. The Urban Passport is your premier digital discount and media portal with the Urban Digital Television Networks and V108 The Vibe radio properties embedded. Stay connected with the community with the latest news, entertainment, and HBCU sports and culture with the Black College Sports Network. Visit myjbn.com/passport to register your business and sign up for your free app before the August 24th release date. We are the premier digital national urban business directory, always free to the consumer. The Urban Passport, the evolution of the Green Book and your digital passport to a world of savings.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BCSN Game Time Show. I am Roy Evans, and it is almost that time. We're getting there. It's the preseason. You know that we are coming in and getting ready to really get excited about what's going to be happening. Now, of course, you all know that last year we did the BCSN Game Time Show in partnership with SWAC TV. So we were there, we were around, did an hour-long show, and we were having some fun going around to all the different locations and being a part of it. But that was just a small portion of what we've always wanted to do and that we're returning to doing. This year, we go back to exactly what we're looking for, making the BCSN Game Time show and the Tailgate Saturday an integral part of your entire Saturday of HBCU sports and athletics. To that end, one of the things that we've always talked about doing is making sure that we educate as well as entertain the masses on HBCU history, because we are all children of HBCUs and we love them. We keep them in our hearts. But hey, if we don't teach and train the next generation of folks about who we are, what we've done, and why HBCUs are so important, well, we're going to miss that. Well, to that end, we have decided to reach out and create a partnership, because y'all know us. We're all about partnerships. We're all about working together. Culture always works great when we work together, as our hashtag always goes, hashtag stronger together, hashtag HBCU pride. I want to introduce the team from the HBCU trivia game who are here joining us. We're going to start off with Mr. Maurice Jordan, who is one of the creators and founders of the game. We'll talk about that a little bit more. And then we're going to talk about this gentleman from the little school down the street in Florida on the beach, Mr. A. Harris Brown. Mr. Brown, Dr. Brown, Mr. Jordan, how you guys doing today?
Doing fine. Thank you for having us.
Liz, I am absolutely amazing to be here. I'm gonna forgive you for being up on that hill, on them 7 hills. You probably got lost somewhere. I don't even know.
Hey, look, we did get lost, but we always found our way to where we needed to be.
You didn't get
there you
go. No.
Also, if I would be remiss if I also did not mention, of course, Dr. Brown is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, as you can see.
Yeah.
And
all day long.
Mr. Jordan is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi in the building, and he is also an alumnus of NCCU, North Carolina Central University. Again, it's the entire diaspora HBCU culture is represented in the space, and we are here to do it, to talk about it. So let's do this. We're going to start off, and I'm going to let Dr. Brown tell us a little bit about the game, the folks who created it, and what's going on. And he will be the host, folks. So listen, we're going to do a game show. You can already tell he's going to be our game show host. So I hope you guys are looking to it. We'll give you a few more details about that once we get going and get deeper into the conversation. Dr. Brown, the floor is yours.
HBCU trivia game is all about preserving the legacy and teaching our next generation all about the culture, the lifestyle, all of the things you need to know. So I'm so excited at the fact that our good friend Maurice and Clarence were able to put together and design this amazing board game. Now, again, this is a game that you want to use at an alumni chapter meeting. I would say for any high school counselor, middle school teacher, if you want to start exposing your young people to this right now, this is a great resource. But then at the same time, we always learn and we meet alumni from various HBCUs, from all of the different divisions and conferences, and they always want to brag about how they have all this institutional knowledge about HBCUs. Do you really? And so that's when we pull out the game and we start playing. And the first they're like, this ain't no real HBCU. We don't know nothing about this. Because I have a friend of mine who lives in Texas. She went to Prairie View A&M, and she just believes that the only HBCU exists is Prairie View. Now she might even she may acknowledge, Texas College and Wiley and Jarvis Christian in Texas, but she don't really I know they exist, but I don't really claim them. But anything else, if it ain't PV, it ain't an HBCU. So we happened to play this game one day, and she's like, I had no idea. She was amazed of the history and the knowledge from educators to athletes to philanthropists. And again, here's the thing, Roy. What I love about the game, it doesn't just limit you to historical facts and figures. There is information or questions about more relevant alums of today. So you're not just asking me a question about Mary McLeod Bethune, which is one of the questions. But we also might learn, is there an African-American HBCU graduate who owns a Lamborghini car dealership? And what HBCU did he attend? It's right there in the game. And it's happening so we're giving you information in real time.
Oh, man. Listen, it already sounds great. It sounds exciting. And listen, I'm thinking about it. It opens the door for so many spinoff games. Now, Jordan, I don't know if you guys have thought about it, but like, listen, you can do a whole game just on HBCU sports trivia, HBCU band trivia.
Roy, get out of my. You must have been a staff meeting.
Listen, we got to be ready for it because we doing it.
Because we have our traditional cards for the games now, but that has been a question. Like, okay, we're going to come with another set. We talked about like just what you said, an athletic version, a band version, maybe arts and entertainment version. So it's in the works. We just can't tell everything right now.
Okay, we got to keep that on the low key. We got to do that. All right.
And here's something else that we like to be able to do, because sometimes we've actually even done this virtually. So not only do we have the board game version, right? There you go. So you roll the dice, you play the game, just like, some other board games, you land on a certain spot, you might have to go back. You might be in study hall. You might have been on the maybe you didn't make the dean's list and you got to sit out a turn. So it's those kinds of things that you get to the graduation, to the end of the game. But now, sometimes we are also able to elevate and activate a virtual experience. Now I'm going to let Maurice talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. See, I told you he is the man, Roy. I couldn't say it better myself. I'm just sitting here just smiling and nodding like I told you. But right, so we do have a electronic version that we use, for events, and of course that's what we're going to be using down there where you are. Where it basically mirrors the board game itself. So just imagine the board game on a big screen, where you actually the questions are popping up on the screen, the dice are being rolled on the screen, the little pawns are being moved by themselves. So it's a game show type experience, but it basically matches the game square for square, question for question, and there are and I dare say there are some extra questions in it. It's not in the board game itself too as well.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, let's do this. Before we go on, we're going to take a quick view at the commercial that you guys have to put the game out, and then we'll talk about that a little bit when it's finished.
The HBCU trivia game. It's more than a board game. It's a journey to the legacy of historically black colleges and universities. Here's how it works. 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, start as freshmen and roll the dice to advance. But here's the twist. You can only move forward by answering trivia questions about HBCU. Test your knowledge of notable alumni, key historical events, sports milestones, and fun HBCU facts. Watch out for spaces that can propel you ahead or set you back. And if you get a question wrong, you stay put until your next turn. The first to reach graduation wins. The HBCU trivia game. Support, educate, entertain. Available now. Let the journey begin.
All right, gentlemen, there it is, folks. There it is, the HBCU trivia game. And listen, we are definitely looking forward to it. And as we've said, Mr. George said, we will be live on set at Classics, at Homecomings, and all of that. And we will be playing the HBCU trivia game live. It'll be a show that will air weekly here during the BCSN Game Time show / Saturday.
Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, we're here with none other than Coach Jackson.
Sir, how you doing?
I'm doing well. We're here in Baltimore, Maryland, B&T Bank Stadium, getting it done. Thanks to the partnerships, second year in a row, really a buzz of energy in the room. We're here with Coach Jackson. For a lot of folks, outperformed expectations. I know not your own expectations in terms of what you want to see.
Right.
But let's open it up. What does that mean for this season? What do you look forward to getting accomplished this year?
I mean, last year was last year. Obviously, like I said, we can't hold our hats on what we did last year. We accomplished some great things. Obviously, we turned the program around very fast. But, for us, we understand we came up short. We didn't win the big game, which we all wanted to win. And, we got a sour taste in our mouth from that game. So, it's been a long off season. Obviously, spring ball, summer ball. You're getting ready to gear up for camp coming up soon. But in our eyes, man, we want to come out and obviously continue to build off of what we already did last year. We're not going to take a step back. Obviously, trajectory is always going up.
Talk a little bit about in terms of the personnel that you were able to bring into the team this year.
Yeah, I mean, the dynamics have changed tremendously. From the team we had last year, obviously, it's going to be very different from the team we have this year. So hitting the portal, obviously, we lost some guys to the portal. We lost, some graduate guys. We had a few, post grads as well too. So we wasn't going to get them back regardless. But at the end of the day, man, we had to go in the portal. Obviously, we had to find guys. We had to find D2 guys, JUCO guys. We just had to rebuild the team, and that's what we did.
Talk a little bit about the mindset going in to setting up the framework for your coaching staff as things change a little bit on that side as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always going to be intriguing. You got, coaches that have success, they're going to have other opportunities as well too. So for me, it's, it's always hard to navigate through that just because guys are looking for other opportunities. And, you always, as a head coach, you always want to encourage your guys if you have a better opportunity, as long as you're moving up. I mean, to take on that challenge. But for me, I think the biggest thing is, Coach Clark, our defensive coordinator now, man. I think, his energy in the role he played last year, obviously now with him being the D coordinator, is going to be a huge change. And I'm excited to see it, man, because I just know what type of coach he is, man. He got a lot of energy and a lot of passion for the game, man. And I just know he's going to have that defense flying around.
Also, a lot of buzz, a lot of expectations, and a lot of things that you're doing outside of the box that provide financial benefits to the program that allows you to even do more. Talk about the importance of being able to move out there a little bit more in terms of showcasing the program in different ways, what you're doing with season tickets, what you did for spring ball, the media components that you're bringing to the table. It's all encompassing. But in a very positive way to shine light on Delaware State University and also the football program itself.
I mean, I think just the efforts in all, man, are rich and it's genuine. You got relationships with, donors and boosters and, obviously alumni, guys from Fortune 5 companies, that have relationships with as well, too, that I'm trying to bridge all these gaps into coming to Delaware State, man. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's more about the players and all. If I'm successful off of it, then so be it. But I think that's really the efforts that are challenging at HBCUs because, you have a resource. I wouldn't say default, but the resources are not as big as some of these big colleges. If you go FBSs and Power 5s and Power 4s. So for us, you have to kind of change the dynamics and say, like, how can we not just be looked at an HBCU school or like, we operating on a lower budget, like, what's the difference from a bigger school and us? You know what I'm saying? It's just, the playing field, right? But at the end of the day, if you're able to get in those rooms and those conversations, you're able to change the dynamic of those conversations. So for me, some of these players that we're going after, man, their parents don't even have enough for them to buy their own clothes or put the food on their plates. You know what I'm saying? So for me, man, I think the efforts are always, intact with the human being itself as a collegiate athlete.
Thank you for sharing that. And you saw a part of that as you were able to put the game together in Philadelphia, putting that together, which was huge success. Go ahead, AD.
All right, Coach Jackson. Essentially, you're a sophomore coach this year. Last year was your rookie season as a coach at this level.
Right.
Now it's a sophomore coach. The biggest changes from where you were sitting at when you were sitting in the same seat last year to coming back this year. What have been some of the biggest things, both from you personally, as how you've grown, and how your program has grown from last year to this year?
Man, I look at it as, I learn on the go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, if we're going to be honest, I didn't really have no experience. And I think that was, I wouldn't say a default, but maybe that was maybe the reason why people probably didn't say we was going to have this success. Is because, like, he don't have no experience. He's never been in a situation or he's never been in a coaching criteria like this. So for me, I feel like I learned on the go. I learned on the fly. And I get better with time. That's just how I look at my life and my career. I think last year was a huge year for me because I was able to get in situations and scenarios where I couldn't have been coached for. Like it's one thing to be told, but when you in those bullets and decisions and I got to call a timeout or I got to say we got to go for it on fourth, like all those scenarios and situations, I couldn't have got better at it unless me going through it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference this year. Like I got a whole year under my belt, and 85% of the time last year I went with my gut. The 15% when I didn't go with my gut is when things didn't go as planned. So one thing I did learn to go with my gut. You're gonna see a lot more of me going with my gut. Your gut ain't never go steer you wrong.
I like it.
Right.
That's real talk.
So taking those lessons, obviously in most people's eyes, Delaware State overperformed last year. Taking those lessons that you learned from last year, looking at your roster composition for this year, your coaching staff composition for this year,
Right.
how do you ensure Delaware State does not fall back to the pack, number one, and then get over that hump and get that one game you did not get last year?
I mean, and all said, man, I think, for me, and this is me humbly speaking, I mean, people can say we overperformed or we outdid the expectations, but for me, I don't really look at it that way because I feel like I got a common goal and I know the work we putting in. Them players work hard, our standards are high, right? And we don't dumb down our standards for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like in order for us to have success, if you go back and look at all the successful teams, things got to be done a certain way. And for me, I put my players in positions to, I don't expect them to be perfect. I don't expect no player to be perfect. But if we gonna want certain stuff, the effort got to be there. We can't question effort. If I got to question effort, we doing something wrong. So for me, I let my players go out there and be themselves. They're gonna be unique. They're gonna be authentic. But at the end of the day, if it's something we got to correct, we got to be real. You know what I'm saying? I tell my players every day, check yourself at the door. Hey, look yourself in the mirror. And before you point anywhere else, oh, he was wrong or he didn't do this, look at yourself first. And if you can handle yourself and correct yourself, everybody else around you to a man, then we got something we can work with.
One last question before I turn it back over. Your success just happens to coincide with some of the success of Delaware State as an institution. We're seeing a lot of expansion there on campus, and a lot of different things that I've been excited about. Once again, how has that helped you as far as your recruiting, getting players in, and just the overall atmosphere around your program?
In the grand scheme of things, I mean, it's a building relationship, it's a working relationship. We got to bridge the gaps between the academic side from the school side, to the athletic side. I think, the transformation of when we say we want to rebuild, I mean, you got to look at Delaware State, our stadiums, our locker rooms. I mean, we're at the bottom of the peak, you know what I'm saying? And for us to be able to change the dynamics, when we talk about NIL, you want to talk about rev share, you want to talk about getting players in position to say, oh, I want to come to Dell State. Like, yeah, okay, Coach Jack is there, but besides Coach Jack, what's the intangibles to pull away from? We got an indoor facility we building. One of the first HBCUs to have an indoor facility. Right. You know what I'm saying? Changing the stadium around. Like, so all those things are in talks and, in position to groundbreaking, for it to build on. So, regardless of how long I stay at Delaware State, man, one thing I always wanted to make sure when I left it's better than it was when I got there.
You've already done that. Yeah. Good stuff. With that being said, I always like to ask this question in terms of coaches and who they bring with them and why you chose those players to represent Delaware State.
Yeah, I mean, man, these two young men here, man, obviously Wayne Favors, man, it speaks for itself what he did last year. Heck of a defender, man, from a Miami background. But, he's worked his butt off, man, worked his tail off. All-American mentions, what he did last year, second team All-American. I mean, he's a hard worker and he deserves to be here. DU is a friend in the trenches. He got hurt last year. We lost him to an injury, season-ending injury. But, as far as the work he's been putting in, the amount of, how he's respected and everything he's doing to get back on the field, man, like those two dudes, man, are the grit and the heart and soul of our team.
Anything you'd like to share that we didn't ask you that you want to get out?
I mean, nah, man, honestly, man, we just look for a huge year from us again, like I said, at the end of the day, it's going to be a different dynamic. I think, our team will be totally different than what it was last year, but man, I think we got a lot to build off of. I think, this year's team is very hungry, and they don't get caught up in all the hype and, all the the media stuff. You know, at the end of the day, like we got a real genuine, solid team, man. And these guys are hungry, man. So, you know, hopefully that shows, man, once the season starts.
No doubt about it. That'll do it for us. This is Dr. Bill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab here at M&T Bank Stadium, and you just heard it from Delaware State's Coach Jackson bringing you an update. We'll be right back after this last break.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavil of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
This is Dr. Bill inside the HBCU Sports Lab here at 2026 MEAC Football Media Day, the M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. We have one other AD Wheeler here representing the hometown. Good to see you, Wheeler.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you for joining us as we close things up. We had, and you've heard now, the predicted order finish as it was out here. Fascinating to see what that looks like. Be interesting to see, and coaches have somewhat spoke on it in terms of what people think. Howard picked 6. South Carolina picked at the top. South Carolina State picked at the top. It'll be fascinating to see what that looks like from your perspective. Any thoughts on the media day?
As normal, as usual, MEAC does a good job.
No doubt.
Presenting, finding the right place and putting on a good show.
And it really did that. They did that.
It's always a plus. I thought the coaches did very well.
Okay.
Overall. And nobody was too high, nobody
was too low. You say that at the beginning.
Yeah, and they kept it pretty much on an even keel. And, everybody's got a wait and see type attitude. So, I can understand with Coach White from Howard, new guy on the block, that sort of thing. Naturally, he was going to be picked a little low.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can understand Coach Berry, defending champ, coming in with his swagger, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, everybody kind of performed, true to form. I thought Coach Vic was humble. He realized that didn't have an excellent year last year, looking to improve and take that next step forward.
I like the way he did. That's a good point.
I like his.
And he's very forthright.
Very
forthright too.
Definitely forthright. And so I think it's going to be an interesting year for the MEAC.
Yeah.
I really do. And I like to probably say, South Carolina State is the front runner until somebody knocks them off the purse.
Literally.
Hadn't happened in 4 years with that coach.
Yeah. I think Central has something to prove.
Keep going.
I think North Carolina Central has something to prove. Subpar year for them last year.
For sure. With 8 wins, boy, I tell you. Like, boy.
But I think, Coach Oliver, like I said, he has something to prove. And so
tough thing is they got to go to
back on
South
track.
Carolina this year.
Yeah.
Schedule-wise.
Yeah.
So that's
So
always a tough one.
it's gonna be interesting, no doubt about that. But I really enjoy hanging out with you guys and all that good stuff, and you know we got to do this again sometime.
Oh, no doubt. I appreciate the hospitality. Is really good. Which part? Any thoughts for you, AB?
I just got a question for Wheeler. Now all the media days are taken care of, as far as you go. I need you to put your AD's hat back on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kids are reporting in about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks and everything. What's this time like for you as if you were talking to your coach as an athletic director? What kind of stuff are you guys going back to do during these final week or two before the kids actually come
Well,
on
you're
campus?
making sure that I's and T's are dotted and crossed. You're making sure scholarship money is where it's supposed to be and where it needs to be. You know, this time of the year, coach is always trying to find somebody else to bring in, that sort of thing. So, you know, you got to make sure you got the finances available to be able to take care of any needs that, you know, may come up from a personnel point of view. About this time of the year, you know, uniforms and all that sort of thing is coming in. If they're not in, you know, you're pretty much wondering why and throwing up there. That's a red flag right there. This time of the year, if you don't have everything in place, you know, coaches get a little antsy, as coaches do.
Should.
You know,
That's fair.
and I mean, you know, you have hell on your hands if those small things aren't right.
Make sure everything is done ready for camp as far as housing.
Definitely, as far as housing, meals, and you know, you've already talked to the folk in the cafeteria to make sure that you know the meal situation is what it is. You've talked to housing to make sure that you know you got all the kids up in the dorm, because even those kids that live off campus for those first few weeks of camp, you want them in the dorm. You know, so you want everybody right there where you can lay hands on them, where you can keep track of them, that sort of thing. And you know, what I hope is that for the schools who had kids on campus over the summer, that they aren't burnt out.
Oh yeah.
Because they're getting ready to go right into camp. You know, so I was always one to tell my coach, you know, if you're gonna bring kids in over the summer,
Still need a week or two off.
yeah, either do it early,
Yeah.
so that they can go home and have a little break,
I like that.
you know, or bring them back a little earlier in terms of like a couple of weeks before it's time for them to get busy, that sort of thing. Yeah, because you want them not to burn out. You want them to be able to experience some summer. You know, I mean, summer's already short enough as it is. And, you know, so you got to be worried of burnout, you know, that sort of thing. And it's live amongst our kids simply because they've been doing it for so long.
So I got to ask a personal question. Where the best place to get your cake?
That's a good question, Coach. I don't want to put my name out there on nothing. And
They ain't wrote no check.
It don't come through.
I'll find
So I'm gonna take a pass on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna take a pass on that.
Thought you might have a cousin,
Yeah, I was
auntie,
gonna say-
nephew who got
I
a
wish.
restaurant.
I couldn't be that lucky.
What about the crab cake?
Well, crab cakes anywhere.
You ain't go. You ain't go.
No, nowhere in particular, but anywhere
You be all right.
downtown, and you fine.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Crab.
So you got Phillips and you know all
Well,
those spots
I
down
went
by
to
the
a
harbor.
spot. They had crab and they just did the butcher, put it on the table.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I went to town. You would have been like, "Who is this?"
That's how it is. That's how it is. That's how it
It's a
is.
beautiful place.
And you can get good crab anywhere now here.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah. So ain't a
I
bad
know-
place.
I know mine
Ain't
wasn't
a
bad.
bad place for crab. Ain't no doubt about
makes
that.
sense. I'll make sure on my way out. I'm gonna stop and get me
Yeah.
some.
Ain't no doubt about that.
With that, we're going to close it out here in Baltimore, M&T Bank. This is Dr. Ville's Inside the HBCU's Sports Lab. As we closing out here in the MEAC Football Media Day, we're excited to bring you another showcase with myself, Wheeler, and AD. Dr. Ville's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. That'll do it for us here in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah. I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won. Yeah. I hope my team they won. Yeah. Man, I hope my team they won. I hope my team they won. Yeah. I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with the hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.